What's good, y'all? It's your boy Nino, your man D Hicks, and your man Primetime Tommy on your morning show, Live 100 WURM. How you doing? Let us know what you want to hear. 812-773-3071. Hit us up on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Live100WURM. Don't forget to like, share, and follow us on all of our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, YouTube, all of that good stuff to help spread the word about the underground music movement. You know what I mean? If you're an independent artist or entrepreneur, you want to get your music heard or your business some exposure here on the all-new award-winning station that supports the independent artists and entrepreneurs here in the tri-state. All you have to do is hit us up, 812-773-3071, or hit us up in our email at live100WURM@gmail.com with a clean MP3 version of your music and a brief description of your business or bio. And if it's on point, we'll show you as much love as humanly possible. You can even be our next independent artist or entrepreneur of the month, just like my man Ray T, straight out of New Orleans by way of Hawaii. Artist of the month for the month of April, with all of his songs playing in rotation right now. You can check out the live stream on our website at live100WURM.com or through the Live 100 WURM Legacy app for your Android phone. You know what I mean? We got a whole bunch of stuff lined up for you. We also need your help with our GoFundMe page. Always taking donations on our GoFundMe page for the support the independent music movement at GoFundMe.com. You can check the link on our Facebook page or on our website if you can contribute as little as $5 or as much as you want to help support the independent music movement here in the tri-state so we can help this underground grow. You know how we do right now. And you can join us Saturday, May the 18th. for the Blues and Southern Soul Music Fest going down at the Tee-Off Bar and Lounge at 1080 Parmaker Road out there in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Got special performances by the Jay Moore's Group, Nelly Tiger Travis, Nashville All-Stars, whole bunch more. You can check out the ticket information on our website, or you can go to the George Fant Foundation.com or email George Fant Foundation 76 at yahoo.com. It's an outdoor event, so be sure to bring your folding chair because it's getting hot and you're going to need to sit down.
Nell, it's getting hot in here.
I'm telling you, boy, get the bottles of water out, get the face towels. You know, I always keep my little face drying towel.
Yes, sir.
I get shiny during the day. I'm telling you, boy. Right. I'm telling you. Is your mic on? Yo.
Yeah, allergies be fucking with me.
Oh, yeah. And I'm glad I've never had allergies. I've never been... Now, I'm allergic to shellfish as far as like the iodine and stuff in seafood like that. But I mean, I don't eat it, so it's not
I'm
like
allergic
every
to a lot
year.
Of stuff like bullshit.
Oh yeah. Achoo.
Yeah, man, I'm allergic to bullshit.
Oh, buddy,
that's when you hit them with the old school wonk. See, y'all remember that? Y'all remember that?
Yeah, man.
Oh man, a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. First thing we're gonna get into, just jump right on in it. Y'all would be watching the women's basketball.
Yes, sir. The tournament was really well this year.
Yeah, and I caught a couple of games. You follow it too, don't you, Tommy?
Yeah. Shout out to Don Staley for winning.
Now, who were y'all rooting for? Wasn't you rooting for?
I was rooting for South Carolina.
South Carolina, and you?
I was rooting for the White Steph.
Oh, you was rooting? Well, she was Iowa, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Caitlyn Clark. Number one draft pick in the WNBA.
Indiana Fever.
Man, that last game that I caught with y'all, and I know she didn't have a good showing that game, but it was like almost what they said, how the Jordan rules be in effect. You shut her down, the rest of the team going to follow them. You know what I mean? And they put the D on it, and I think it was way too many calls. Well, I can't say that because Kobe and Jordan and things like they wouldn't have said like, no, y'all gave me too many plays, coach. You know what I mean? I can't hear no real NBA player or real professional basketball player complaining that he's getting past the ball too much.
Well, to be honest with you,
speaking of the NBA, man, I'm sick. I'm sick. Steph ain't in the playoffs.
Yeah. Who are you rooting for?
Golden State, me?
Yeah.
Men?
Yeah.
I'm going for the Miami Heat, baby.
Miami Heat?
I called it last year we was going to be in the playoffs.
Okay. Well, say you can leave in the comments below who you got in the playoffs for the men. Let us know. You know, who's your favorite team?
I'm a Kentucky fan, and we
Denver
got
gonna win it
Kentucky
again.
players on Miami Heat. Got Bam Adebayo, and you got Tyler Hero. So I'm a Kentucky fan. Bleed blue.
Gotcha. I got you.
I follow Miami pretty much roughly, you know.
All right. With Caitlyn, your girl Caitlyn, she's in the controversial news segments and all of that good stuff.
But they wasn't talking about it before she went into the league, really.
I mean, but the women's salary stuff, they've been talking about that. You know, the equal pay for the women. You know, which is a hot button topic. Right now, when you start talking about going from the underground, going from college, going from the independent to try to go professional.
Right.
What are you worth? What do you think? That's what the agent is going to ask you when you get ready to go into the draft. They're going to say, what do you think you're worth? How much? And that's what the owners are going to ask. How much money are you going to help me make? I mean, honestly, which if the WNBA is not like in it part of the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, they're not obligated to share money with the WNBA, are they, in any kind of way? Yeah, so
not that I'm aware of.
The WNBA is its own entity.
It's its own entity, right?
Right. So the owners of the LA Lakers don't own the LA Sparks, do they?
Not that I know of.
Right. It don't work like that, do it?
Owns them, no.
It's not like a level D
Not
team.
Like a level, well, I don't know in the women's basketball, but men had the G League.
No, I'm just saying the WNBA isn't considered to be like a D League or G League of the NBA. They're not part of the male. They're not part of the male franchise. They're their own franchises.
Their own entity, right.
Okay, and that's what I'm saying.
Right.
And one of the controversies is that your girl Caitlyn is it Caitlyn Clark?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't you rooting for her, Tommy?
Yeah, the white stick.
She don't play no damn defense neither.
You know, but I mean, she's a shooter. She's a shooter and a scorer. I mean, and I'm not a follower of women's basketball by no means. I know just from like, you know, memes and maybe a couple of sporting shows where they mention, like, you know, we were talking about earlier, Reggie Miller's sister, Cheryl Miller,
right?
One of the hardest basketball players, period. Whether you want to say male or female, Reggie Miller. He said he gives his credit, his game.
I ought to put that D on her.
She'd have put that D on you, boy.
Y'all crazy.
Straight up, she'd put that D on you.
Man, I just like the glove on him.
Hey, I'm telling you. But that's what the thing is. People, it's not the fact that, well, the controversy, what we're talking about, the controversy is that Caitlyn Clark is only supposed to get like $300 and something thousand on her contract for 4 years, which is going to give her like an average of about $82,000 per year.
That's what she was making before she left college, but not really though, because she already has several different endorsements already. State Farm.
Yeah, I mean, endorsements is, you know, you gotta speak up into your mic. Don't drift away.
But still, I don't know how they work their contracts, but you got to look at when you do watch the WNBA game, you got to look at them seats.
Right, yeah. The stands.
Look at them seats.
And that's what it is. And that's what I was asking about the entity of it, that the WNBA is its own entity other than the NBA, where it's not like the money from the NBA trickles down to the WNBA or isn't getting any kind of shared revenue or anything like that. So if there's nothing like that, I think that really kind of eliminates the whole why don't women get paid as much as men in the sport? Because
when you look at them stands at the NBA game, who you see?
You see a lot of women.
You see mostly men though.
No, not really.
In the NBA game.
NBA.
Yeah, NBA.
You see probably about maybe 40% women, does 6% men.
When you look in the WNBA stands, what you see?
Empty seats.
Why the women ain't
supported as much? The ones that are talking about it, they're not supporting. They deserve more money.
Women complaining they think they deserve more money, but they're not even supporting the cause.
And that's the thing, you know, I don't know if any women out there is going to find this chauvinist or anything like that, you know what I mean? But speaking from the truth, you only get paid from what you bring to the table. If you're not bringing seats in the stands, if you're not bringing viewers to the television, if you're not bringing commercial sponsorships to the show, where's that money supposed to come from? That these women supposed to be getting more money.
And y'all need to come down on them motherfucking prices. Them nachos ain't worth $12.
Hey, but how much was the tickets? How much was the tickets at the last the college thing? Didn't they say it was like $400?
Yes.
Now imagine if every game had tickets, because the average WNBA college they were selling for like $10.
Yeah, but Caitlyn, she brought it to another level, though.
She might up the ante.
So she might just, you never know. People might want to come out and see her. The Fever's gonna have some bad games.
Yeah, the Fever gonna.
And I hope it's just not a flash in the pan.
And Chicago, Angel Reese and that old girl from South Carolina.
Caruso.
I mean, it might, like I said, this draft class might be one that up the ante and get them some money and get them seats filled a little bit.
Now,
who knows?
And if you want to say, okay, well, why don't more men watch the WNBA? If it's dependent on women, even if you want to take women out the equation, you're trying to get men to support. Why should men? I mean, the average man be interested in watching the WNBA other than the appreciation of the sport itself? Because just like you were saying, D, you don't think it's as physical as
right. It's not as physical.
So is that one of the main reasons that you watch the regular NBA is because of the
I like seeing some dunks every
the
now
physicality
and
of
the
it,
physicality of the game, because usually most of the women's basketball watch been nothing but jumpers.
Now, can you imagine how the ratings would go up if one of them bitches came down and went up like Vince Carter?
And I don't is that like a rule in the WNBA? Because I know it was like a rule back in the NBA at the same when Will Chamberlain started dunking on motherfuckers. They made the dunk illegal on him for a minute.
Right. If you can dunk, I'm sure that it's allowed.
So there are no dunkers in
they have a few.
The WNBA or no?
They have women that can dunk, but I've never seen a dunk in a game.
See? And if you want to get paid as much as the men, you got to do what the men do as well or better. Man, you got to say
it again.
Want to watch
say it again for the bitches in the back.
You know what I mean? you got to make them want to watch you for the same reasons that they watch the men. Right. You know what I mean? The men bring. Because me personally, I think even men's basketball nowadays is a lot watered down than it was when I was watching it
back
in the 80s and 90s, early 90s.
I think sometimes the refs make some crazy calls on fouls and then flagrant fouls. They used to check
I think the big check then kind of watered it down because a lot of players don't want to play hard anymore.
Load management.
They don't want to go to the All-Star game or the Olympics or take chances on getting fouled or going to, you know what I mean? It's a lot of ticket, it's a lot of.
If I pay some money to go see LeBron James and he decides before the game he don't want to play, I'm going to catch him in that tunnel.
Oh, and that would have never happened in the Jordan.
No, they played 85 games with broken fingers.
You know what I mean? That never would have happened even
they play 85 games Jordan and it's only 82 games in the season. What's that tell you?
Now, to have the All-Star award, you only got to play 65 games to be eligible to receive the award.
They lowering the bar, they lowering the standard, and that's what I don't want. I don't want them to do that. Like I say, if if a woman was allowed to play on an NBA team, if they break down that barrier like that, and she makes it on an NBA multi-million-dollar per game making type thing, she would.
They're gonna mistreat them.
That would be wrong then.
Why?
Because it wouldn't be allowed for a man to go to a women's team, but women have the right to come play for.
Yeah, they're gonna be claiming sexual acts.
There's my problem.
Here come the sexual acts, and here come the
they're not letting her play
misconduct,
and she's a girl, and all this, so vice versa.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Nino. Bad bitch break it down, I'm backing me down.
Putting her hands on you, putting her hips on you.
Now, I'm gonna tell you to stop the first time. You need to stop. Now you do it again. I'm getting me a little feel.
Oh, all right. Well, barring men can control their urges or whatever with a woman on the court. If she was allowed to play with the men on the men's team, she's doing the same job and bringing the same energy and same amount of seats being filled in. Yeah, you get that same check.
But we already, I'll be honest, I think we already got a man playing in the women's league. Brittany Griner.
Oh, you wrong.
I heard her voice when she was talking about that banner up there.
I ain't heard of no transgender in the WNBA, but I remember Serena was like, I'm not playing no transgender man in tennis. She's like, I don't care if he wants to wear a dress, put on lipstick, and walk in high heels all day long.
Oh, that was real?
Yeah. She said, I'm not playing no man. He's a man. Just because you're dressing up looking like one, you're still a man. You know what I mean? Go play the man in a dress. You're still a man. Why you want to come over here? You're not a woman. It's a whole bunch of backlash with like the natural born women going against the transgendered women.
But that's when it
They need to put all them motherfuckers on the island, man.
Man, give you your own. You know what I mean? Go start your own. And that, like we do. We starting our own underground stuff. Don't none of the radio stations around here play none of the music from none of the artists that we make. We don't get the same Crooker, Meyer and Cone and Henderson Chevy and all them kind of sponsorships. Right. So we go where the money at and we make do with what we got. You know what I mean? And that's what that's what I think the WNBA, all these people claiming about the equal pay and all this stuff for the women on the team. Where's this money supposed to come from? You can't make them give them $10 million contracts, $15 million contracts, and what you say, Tommy, it's only 10,000 people in the
stands, or less than 10,000.
You know what I mean? It's only 600,000 people watching. You ain't even got 1 million viewers. You know what I mean? In any of your games. You know what I mean? So where's this money supposed to? You know what I mean? So,
and I think the owners themselves need to come on some of the bread they got. The teams, they're really talking about paying these players. I'm sure their pockets are pretty padded.
They've been saying that about the NBA for the longest, you know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what you talking about, hundreds of millions and billions of dollars.
Right.
So teams, owners ain't never gonna break off like that.
Exactly though. But if they're really talking about the pay, talk to the owners first.
See, and I'm like this. You got to give fans a reason to want to watch.
Exactly.
You got to give fans a reason, the commercial sponsors a reason to put their advertising dollars behind any game. That's where the money comes from. It ain't nobody in the seats. Ain't nobody tuning in. Ain't no sponsors going to sign up. So ain't no checks going to get cut.
Time was in the draft class this year, it might change the aspect or ratio of the game. With Caitlyn Clark going to the WNBA, maybe more people would tune in just to see what's going on. But then you still got to worry about your television sponsors.
Unless more, like you hit it on the head, unless more women get involved and get interested in supporting women's basketball, because they support women's tennis, Venus, they get paid.
Soccer,
volleyball. So they get paid, you know what I mean? Because that's worldwide, you know what I mean? Women's soccer, worldwide. Women's volleyball, worldwide. Beach volleyball, worldwide. Tennis, even golf, the women's golf.
Right.
They get paid. But is women's golf part of the PGA, though? Is that like the or are they like the WNBA?
They probably had their own entity. Ladies, LPGA, something like that.
That's what I was asking. Is that actually part of?
They have their own thing, but there's some good women golfers out there.
Yeah, and that kind of sport right there is like not as neutral. I mean, gender biased as a basketball, because it's not a physical sport like that. You know, you can even have a man and a woman paired. Or do they do golf pairs? Tournaments like that? Or
I never heard of anything like that. I heard scrambles, but I never heard any women and men being
But it would be easier for a woman to mix in with a men's tournament like that, because that's not a physicality competitive kind of sport where you have like football or basketball or maybe.
And that's another thing I disagree with too. Women playing on men's team in football.
Other than being a kicker where you can't touch her,
I'm totally against that. I'm totally against any women playing any physical sport with a man. Because a woman, again, I go back to the same aspect. A woman is built differently.
Yeah.
If she gets hit hard, he hit her hard because she's a girl or a woman.
But and then that's what you got. If you gonna be in there with the men, just the same way they welcome any other rookie into they gonna hit you hard.
Right.
Welcome to the NFL, rookie. bow.
Bow.
You know what I mean? So if you can't take that hit, it's some big birthers out there now.
Oh,
it's
man,
some big back bitches out there
yes,
that
sir.
can take a hit and throw a hit, throw a punt, get down to the 3-point stance. You know what I mean?
But
it's
like
some ballers. But until y'all start showing that in the game to make people want to come pay to see that.
Right.
Just like you said, you interested in women's basketball just because of the sport of the game. But it wouldn't really interest you like that because it doesn't. It's not the reason why you watch the men. There's no dunking. It's no
excitement or some breaking ankles and things like that, bro.
Right. So to everybody who's talking about me personally, I'm against equal pay for equal work and equal effort, but you also got to have the equal money too. If you're not bringing that money in for people to come and see you, to come to your game, to tune in to the station, to tune in to the broadcast, for sponsors to come and put their banners in the background and all that kind of stuff, that's where the money comes from. It's not just out of the owners' pockets that they just digging into their wallets and throwing money out on the court for the players to pick up. No, that money that they get is coming from those sponsors, from the seats being filled, from the concession stands, those $20 nachos you was talking about. $12
nachos.
If ain't nobody buying them, if ain't no seats and ain't nobody filling them seats, ain't nobody buying the nachos, ain't nobody buying the swag, the memorabilia, ain't nobody buying the $18 beers.
No, right.
So till y'all start filling them seats, ladies, and start supporting your own, don't expect the men to start. Right. Honestly, really, you can't expect the men to start supporting women's sports. The women got to support that. So if y'all not supporting, what y'all expect us to do, and where y'all expect that money to come from? But if you got a different reason, let us know in the comment below and let us know. Do you think there's a different way that women can get more money, get paid, get bigger contracts other than like the $300,000 contract that Miss Caitlyn Clark got to get something closer to what Jordan or LeBron
right.
or
But I will
Kobe
agree though
that
some women do need more money, but not the $10 million, the $30 million, and $40 million contract.
Right, that's not gonna happen till you get the hundreds of thousands of people in the stadium or millions of viewers watching the game and all that. Like I said, with that last one with the Iowa game with Caitlyn Clark, those ticket prices went up to $400 a seat.
Right.
From $15. So if you can get every game like that. Those paychecks gonna start going up.
Exactly.
For real. But if it ain't, if it's just friends and family in the stands and maybe somebody who ain't had nothing else to do on a Saturday night coming in checking out the them WNBA checks is not going. So maybe y'all should start dunking. Y'all should start fouling. You see
hanging on the rim.
You know what I mean? What Dennis Rodman wore women's clothes, and maybe it should be a woman who start wearing men's clothes. Right. Put on a tuxedo and marry yourself. All right. Hey, let us know in the comment section what you think. How can the women get paid more in the WNBA and in other women's sports the same way the men do? It's your boy Nino, your man D Hicks, and Primetime Tommy in the back on the phone on your morning show on Live 100, The Worm.